Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles, where today, in this all Tier 8 standard battle here on the Lakeville map, we're featuring, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this actually, I first thought he was maybe Dutch, Lilleblom01. Apparently he's actually from Norway, and he's been watching my videos for 6 years, and this is the first time he's getting featured on the channel, so thank you for watching. Patience does have its rewards. 6 years is one hell of a waiting list. You wouldn't wait 6 years for anything else, would you? Start with this battle. I'm looking at the BZ-176 up there and thinking, why is its arse on fire? What's going on? Am I imagining things? No, it turns out, and I honestly didn't know this, that thing is rocket propelled. Not only is its gun and its frontal armor bullshit, it's got rockets. I honestly didn't know that. Wow. See, this is what happens when wargamers are given free rein to just make shit up. They go ham. Alright. Anyway. Very aggressive start here by, well, both teams. I mean, wow, those enemy tanks are getting very, very brave up here. Of course, the fact that they're all right in each other's faces means that everybody up here is proxy spotted. Would somebody care to shoot those guys? Would somebody else care to shoot those guys? That's a lot of tanks, and this is a very small rock. Yeah. No, I'm taking control of the camera here. Look at that lot. Artillery? Tank destroyers at the back? Anybody? Actually, speaking of tanks at the back, look at that lot. Shoot! Kill! Okay, good stuff. But yes, speaking of tanks at the back, while I give control of the camera back to Lilleblom here, have you seen the VK-101P camping at the back of the map, behind the artillery and the tank destroyers? Top tier heavy, no use to the team alive. Anyway, back to the action. The first half of this battle is ultra aggressive, and mostly carried by the mediums, which is rare and very, very nice to see. I have to admit, Lilleblom, I mean, you can appreciate why he doesn't want to stop and take the time to aim when poking his nose around the side of this rock. And the Progetto 46 is a good tank with a good gun. And when you've got that many enemies lining up waiting to shoot whatever sticks its nose out over the top of that ridge or around the side of this rock, you can appreciate him not wanting to stick around. And in fact, when he does and he risks a second shot, that's when he takes his first point of damage. So you can understand his caution in rushing some of those earlier shots and not getting any damage done, because when he threw caution to the wind and stuck his nose out, he took damage. But the team are doing very well, lining up for some shots at the Panzer 58 there. Right, that shot was only ever going to ricochet off the side of the turret. That one looked like it ricocheted off the top of the turret. So he's reloading, and this is where the team decide to go for it. Now the enemy team don't know that he's reloading, so he goes for it. And this is some beautiful aggressive play on behalf of the team's mediums, backed up by the heavies. Just not the VK-101P, who, if he was any further north, would be on the Mannerheim line map. Now he's got the opportunity. This is really unlucky. It's the killing shot on the Panzer 58, moves forward, just hits a bump in the ground, knocks his gun up, misses completely. Ah well. But don't worry, Panzer 58's dead. And he is reloading again. It's the thing about the Italian autoloaders. It kind of makes sense, because they get these 3-shot autoloaders, but they load faster the more shots you have ready to go. If you let the thing get completely empty, it takes forever to reload, unlike the Russian autoloaders, which reload faster the less shells you have loaded and ready to go, because, you know, wargaming reasons. Right. Okay. This was a very successful and aggressive push. I mean, they haven't cleared everything out just yet, but they're kicking the enemy team's arses 6 kills to 2. However, it has cost most of them a substantial amount of health in order to get to this position. And while this position is now somewhat stable, how are you going to exploit it? Because that's an awful lot of open ground to cover under the guns of a whole bunch of enemy tank destroyers. Of course, the answer is to not further exploit this position, because you'll just die if you try to push forward around here and catch the enemy in a pincer movement. It's up to the guys up to the north, really. No, guys, stop pushing forward. What you do? Okay, you can kind of... I mean, You can see what they're trying to do here. There is a dip in the ground there where they can go hold down, but they're just getting killed one by one. Possibly they're all being spurred on by the adrenaline rush from that extremely aggressive push down the valley, but it's just getting them all killed and allowing the enemy team to almost equalise the scores. There's a Barask there who is an extremely tempting one-shot kill target, but he's just luring you around there in front of the guns of all the tank destroyers that he's spotting for. This is not the time to be aggressive. You need to hold on here, and there's only 2 of them left now, by the way. This is the time for the rest of the team to push in from the north while the enemy have their attention focused over here. And to their credit, that is what the rest of the team are doing. Even the VK101P looks like he's moved forward at least 50, maybe 30 meters. You know, for a brief fraction of a second there, that VK wasn't the tank furthest behind on the team. But then the Scorpion G moved forward and left him in his dust. Right, ooh, heavy in the open, very brave making a move here. Little Blom takes another hit, leaving him on half health, pumping a couple of shots into the Skoda there. The presence of that Skoda is going to put a little bit of pressure here on the Kirovets 1 up ahead, and Little Bloom here in the Progetto 46. The thing is, the Skoda kind of needs to push around, because if he sits there, he's going to get shot in the ass by the rest of the team coming around from the north. Oh look, the VK is almost, after 7 minutes of gameplay, almost made it into the outskirts of the town. Well, good for him. You know, it's nice to get out every now and then and enjoy a bit of sightseeing. Unfortunately, the enemy team have now equalised on the kills. And they've done that at the expense of the rest of the team attacking around from the northeast. This is not good. Alright, a kill, that's nice, but the enemy team have scored another kill as well. So the assault through the town is kind of stumbling to a halt here. The VK is still merrily trundling forward in the open, on the road next to the lake. Gee, I don't know. If only there was a whole bunch of hard cover there he could use to manage to push forward without getting shot to shit. Maybe somebody should build a bunch of houses there or something for him to use in order to move from the northern end of the map to the southern end of the map without being spotted and shot at. I'm sure they'll get round to it at some point. They could call it Lakeville. Yeah, that's a nice name for a town next to a lake. We'll get the planning committee on that as soon as possible. Oh my God. Right, anyway. Right, bad news. Everybody who attacked through the town has died. With the exception... Oh, wait, no. We do still have 2 heavies. One on the road on this side of the lake. But he's in a pretty precarious position. He can't move forward without getting hit by the tank destroyers. And the VK, who... Yeah. Time for somebody to do something. Come on, Little Blom. Here we go. Those tank destroyers do need to die. Oh, there's the VK. Oh, yeah. He's about to die. Because of course he is. Right. Ah, we have some shots here. No, that one looks like it just hit his gun, but he does get the kill. He's got a 3rd shot. They did see him, of course. The VK is still moving forward, oblivious to everything. Right, and another kill. Yeah, it cost him a lot of health, but it absolutely needed to be done. They've equalised. 12 kills apiece. There are now 3 tanks left remaining on both. Oh shit. Right, okay. The 50 TP's gone down as well, killed by the Peregrine. Right, okay. So there's only Little Blom and the Progetto 46 and that Kirovets 1 left alive. The Kirovets is in a decent spot though. I mean, he's big and tough and still has most of his health. Here's where Little Blom decides that some outside-the-box thinking is required. You can see what he's thinking here. I mean, the Progetto is a fast tank. If the Kirovets can just hold on long enough for him to get around and catch the enemy with this auto-reloader in the sides and rear, they can turn this around. Unfortunately, while it seemed pretty bloody obvious to me what Little Blom was doing, it's not that obvious to other members of the team, in particular the Scorpion G, who, if I'm being generous to him, is a bit of an arsehole. You see, if Little Blom had stuck around down there with the Kirovets 1, I mean, he's a medium tank on 122 health. Guess who would have died first? So you can completely understand why he's trying to make the most of his mobility to be of actual help to the Kirovets. Kirovets who's asking for fire support. Who exactly do you think you're going to get fire support from? There's only 2 tanks left alive on the team. You can see where... Oh dear. Yeah, unfortunately the enemy team picked that exact moment to rush. And the Progetto's fast. But it's not fast enough to get all the way around the map and be of any assistance to the Kirovets, who has gone down under the weight of an assault from 3 enemy tanks at the same time. And it's here where the Scorpion G, in chat, I don't know if you just caught it, displays a limited understanding of exactly what it was that Lilleblom was trying to do here. He's calling him a pussy. I suspect not in the sense that he wants to take him home, pet him, feed him fish, and call him Felix. I think he probably means it in the other sense, and that he's accusing Lilleblom of being a screaming wuss who's frightened of getting shot at. Yep, there it is in chat. The Scorpion has just clarified his position. The entire team are dead because Lilleblom ran away. Bit of a stretch. Anyway, let's ignore him, he's a dick. So, where did those 3 enemy tanks go after they finished stomping the Kirovets to death? And let's be honest here, if Lilleblom had stayed, he would have just been the first one to die. It would have only have cost them 1 extra shot. This match would already be over. Now, I'm thinking at this point that those guys went up the valley looking for him, and, oh, I'm not too sure about this move. I don't think I would have been going up this way. Because surely, you know, if they had gone up this way, you would have seen them, but you didn't, which makes me suspect that I'm correct. And he could have had some shots into the rear of those 3, particularly the Peregrine, the heavy. Because if he comes around the corner here and they're all there waiting for him... Oof. And even if they're not waiting for him, if they did go the way I thought they went and he comes around this corner, their guns are going to be pointing in this direction. He is being cautious about it though. I can't help but feel that if he'd gone up the valley it would have been a better move, but there's no sign of them. Where the hell did they go? This is a mystery. I mean, he just came through the town, so they didn't go that way. He just came up the side road next to the lake, so they didn't go that way. And if they went through the valley, they're taking their sweet time about it. What the hell's going on? So, I suspect Lilleblom was shitting his pants at this point, not knowing where to go or what to do when he got there. And then, hang on a minute. There we go, there's the Peregrine. Right. He's backing up. Does he know he's been spotted? He might have the 6th sense skill. Somebody's in the cap circle, and it's not the Peregrine. Right, he gets him with the final shot. That just leaves the 2 tank destroyers. So there's at least, well, there's exactly 1 of them in the cap circle. But tank destroyer, there's 2 of them in the cap circle now. Now there's only 1. Right. Yes. See, tank destroyers are sneaky buggers. They weren't trying to cap, they were just moving through the cap to get into the cover of the houses over there. Well, they were trying to cap until one of them started getting shot at, and now they've given that up, which honestly is the wise move. Gets a shot into 1. There's now less than 2 minutes of this battle remaining. He's got to kill 2 tank destroyers. And they have 10 times the amount of health that he has remaining. It's very important that if he's going to take these shots, they count. And those last 2 shots didn't, and now he's got a very, very slow reload. Fortunately for Lilleblom, the tank destroyer with all of the health fucks around instead of closing in and killing him while he's on the reload, allowing him to even the scores again, and then play chasey chasey, catchy catchy, killy killy around the house here, allowing him to go through that incredibly slow reload, because he's going to need at least 2, probably 3 shots. Fortunately, the SU-130 is being incredibly generous, allowing him to do exactly that. Of course, the SU-130 only needs to get 1 shot into him in order to win, and can afford to take 2 or possibly 3. Well, he fucked that one up. Well, there's 1. It is going to take 3 shots. There's another one. Wow, it actually took 4. Wow. A tank destroyer that could have successfully taken 4 hits well, it could have taken 3 and would have been killed by the 4th hit, fucked around and found out why you don't allow a Progetto 46 to reload when the outcome of the entire match is on the line. Oh, and the Scorpion G went suspiciously quiet at the end of that match as well, didn't he? Yeah, funny that. Anyway, Lil Blom won in the Progetto 46. Very aggressive push at the beginning. A slightly slow middle of the battle, with some comedy relief provided by the VK101P, and then some outside-the-box thinking resulting in a win at the end of the battle. So congratulations, Lil Blom. It only took you 6 years to get featured on the channel. Here's to another 6. But thank you for sending that one in. I hope everybody enjoyed it. And as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.